All right. Incredible. All right. New information coming out about Richard Allen, his testifying and his confessions and everything. And I think they got him. Not unless they have other evidence of others there, which the police do think and FBI think there was others involved. And that would explain other witnesses and other sketches and other things. But I think we got it pretty much right on this channel, at least. And all glory goes to God for that. So on to the mastermind. You remember the interrogation with Richard Allen and Jerry Holmes or Holman. Uh, and Jerry Holman told Richard Allen, "I don't think you're the mastermind that put this all together." Right? Now, we always said on this channel it could have been Richard Allen. He could have done it himself. But the evidence and what the police were releasing and what other people on YouTube were saying at the time, 2 years into this case, 3 years into this case, the police released that only the killer or killers or people that were there would have know anything about the case of the crime scene. So it is sad to say there was or probably is more people involved. Now, will we ever find them all? I don't know. Were they all connected to this pedo ring? We don't know. How many people has Richard Allen killed? We don't know. We don't know what's on his phones yet. In the beginning of this case, we did not know about a gun. We were more focused on the weapons because they were supposedly, uh, after a year or 2 year into this case, they released how the girls were killed. We're not going to let these big YouTubers and big news companies and big law firms and everything try and twist the story and make it like all this was just leaked last year. That's a lie, folks. There was certain YouTubers that had this information for many years, and they were leading the case, and that was either because they were there or they had the stolen evidence and photos of the crime scene. So a lot of people are pissed. A lot of people are mad because this case, even though Richard Allen has confessed, this case will continue to go on because there was other people involved and there was other people that had stolen evidence and they broke the laws and they corrupted the case. So, and there's others, you people ain't worried about, you're worried about Richard Allen. See, and that's why we have a problem in America, and America is the way it is because usually these people stick together. They have certain friends that are more like them, nut jobs, whatever it may be. So a lot has come out today. Richard Allen was drunk. Richard Allen did have his weapon. Richard Allen cycled his weapon a couple times. Now, we also found out that Richard Allen is not the only one that has the same caliber of weapon. Brad Holder had a similar weapon with the same caliber that was never tested. I believe people said Anthony Greeno had the same kind of weapon. That was never tested. I don't know if it was tested or not. They supposedly have his phone and won't return his phone. So there was numerous people down there that had it's a very common weapon. Now, is it common or is it just coincidence that Brad Holder had the same caliber weapon, that maybe Greeno has the same caliber weapon, maybe 4 or 5 different people? And we have seen this not only with the police force when they buy, they all use the same weapon. And we also now are seeing that within gangs and clubs and organizations, and they all have, what's your go-to weapon if you're, they all have the same gun, and it's very common. So I do think that we are going to continue on the case, the hunt for the mastermind of the Delphi killings. And there is someone uh, that the police still think that was involved in this. And it might be Kelsey, being that she was the last one to see them alive and her hair was in her hand. And there was Richard Allen saying that he seen three girls on the bridge. So there was more than just three girls there, right? There was more than just three girls, or Kelsey must have left, which that would be explainable. He goes, he sees three girls, and I think he said then they left, and three more came, and one left, and that left Abby and Libby. So that's when he made his move. So there was a lot of people there, and there was somebody with Abby and Libby, an older woman, because Richard Allen described she walked away from the two girls, right? And she must have left. That's possible. Very possible. So, okay, now they got Richard Allen, right? He confessed. Now, was it a true confession? Or is he taking the blame for one of his friends or someone else? Or is he just so crazy that he confessed and had no idea what he was saying? I've been there before. If he has mental illness, I've been there before. You don't mean it, you didn't do it, but you say the craziest crap ever. Where your own family's going, oh my God, he's nuts. I've been there. And so have so many people in America. But the difference is we don't go out and kill people. That's the difference. People were raised, even with disabilities, to understand there's laws. You break them laws, you have a disability. But if you hurt somebody, you'll go to jail. So there's a difference. Plus, a lot of people now are saying Richard Allen never cracked. He remained to say he was not guilty. The guy never cracked under pressure. He never not one. Well, that he's military. I think I was telling Mr. Bob Mata that in his chat. Bob Mata was saying he never cracked. He never knifes. He never gave in. And I commented, Mr. Mata, he's military. Uh, they're trained not to crack under pressure. That's part of their training. Remain calm. And that's what he did. That's all part of his military training. Why? Because I have family and friends that are in the military. And, it's just like being on a football team or whatever. You got to, or anything, a high pressure job or anything. You can't crack. Uh, you're trained not to crack. So does it shock me that he denied the whole thing? Nope. You think he's would have came right out? If he could have got away with it, he would have. If they didn't pick him up, if they didn't question him, he would have killed again. You folks do realize that. I hope the people out there, the viewers in YouTube land, understand that if they did not get these guys, they would have killed again. Over time, Richard, if he would have got away with it, he would have killed again. And I do believe he has killed before, because you just don't do this. You got to be crazy to do something like this, or a real sicko. into porn, into pedo porn and children. He molested his own family when he was a kid. And he said that in his own words. In the testimony today that the doctor gave, right? He molested his own sister. That's when his troubles start. When he molested his own sister or something like that. I heard one of these YouTubers saying that's what the doctor was testifying. So he was a sicko. And this is what's crazy about it. Can we believe this? We are not God. We cannot look at someone and say they're lying or telling the truth. He would either have to be hooked up to a lie detector test or given some truth serum to see if it was true. And even then we don't know if it. You can't. How do you know to read a man's mind? I don't know. If we could read madmen's minds and killers' minds, they would all be locked up, but we can't. I wish we could. And I'm not talking little white lies. Everybody tells lies. But when it comes down to a double murder and possibly being a serial pedo rapist or killer, you got to hook them up to the machine. We got to find some way, But they'll find some way to use that again, right? Who knows? Right? Just because somebody stole a piece of candy when they were a young kid, don't mean they're going to lie about their whole life, right? It's different. It's murder and madness and crazy and all that is different. So what do we got? I don't know. I think we got a big case because we can place 4 or 5 guys there. The police have already come out and said they were there. Well, they themselves placed them there at the crime scene, along with Richard Allen. We got phones that were pinging as the murders were going on around the bridge, around the crime scene. So is that a coincidence? I don't know, gentlemen. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. You got people that were suspects in the case. They have records of doing violent and bad things against kids and women or whatever, girlfriends or whatever. And you're telling me that their phones are pinging around the crime scene, and it just so happens they're around the crime scene or in that area within 50 feet or 100 feet of the crime? Come on, folks. Really? Now, it could be like some of these people are saying that it is a cult and the whole town. They might have sacrificed the whole town. They might have cast a spell or something to protect the town or took over everything or released demonic stuff. I don't know. You still got to explain Kelsey's hair. You still got to explain who was with Abby and Libby on the bridge, because Richard Allen said there was 3 girls he passed. They left. Then he passed another 3 girls. He turned around, or they turned around, or he turned around, and then he went back, and one of the girls left. And it just left Abby and Libby. So who was the girl with Abby and Libby? Was it Kelsey? Was it someone else? Was it Richard Allen's wife? Because I have seen some videos out there saying that it's possible Richard Allen's wife was there. Maybe it was a husband and wife thing, sicko madness thing. I don't know, maybe. But now Nancy Grace, the great Nancy Grace, was at Delphi today. And she just put out a video, and I think she even said that Richard Allen said when his trouble started is when he was a kid and he molested his sister. Boom! Oh, whoa, what? Back up. What do you mean? right? So as a kid, was his sister older than him or younger or what? We don't know that information. But if no one stopped him, if no one caught him, if no one did, then it's possible he's been doing it his whole life, possibly to his own kids, possibly to other people's kids. We don't know. It's almost like a Stephen Stearns case, right? We think maybe he was involved in maybe SA with the daughter and everything, and then it comes to find out he's got 30,000 photos of kids in his phone. That's a nightmare. And it might be something like that in Delphi. We just haven't gotten that far yet. We just haven't gotten that far yet. And I do believe Doug Carter. Uh, this case will go on even after they lock people up, which they have, that have been connected to Delphi. People don't want to see it. They got tunnel vision. And on this channel, we knew about the white van. That was 2 years into the case. There was reports of a white van parked out in the woods or underneath the bridge, but it was parked. See, now the truth is coming out that there was a white van or some kind of a red truck. There was also a black truck out there with a camper on it. Right, the back it was a either that or they said it was a Tahoe, a SUV, big Tahoe that was out there. So we knew about the vehicle. So when all these people are saying, well, we didn't know about no white vehicle, well, that's because you folks haven't been on the case for 7 years. You won't find half of the stuff that these people were saying in the beginning of the case, of the information that was out. So now we're finding out that there was some kind of vehicle out there on the driveway, whether it was parked or drove through the private driveway, because we had reports in the beginning of this case that that white truck was underneath the bridge. That's why everyone was looking for a white vehicle, some box van or some box truck or some kind of a white vehicle. There was actually photos of it in the beginning of this case, like 2 years into the case, 3 years into the case. But it looked like a minivan, like a white minivan. But now everyone said, oh, you're crazy. You're seeing stuff. There ain't nothing there. There was. And now the case has come back 360. And now even Richard Allen said he was spooked by a vehicle that passed on the driveway. So was he saying he was spooked by it? Because we don't know yet. We're still investigating the case. Did he tell the truth? Or he wasn't spooked by the white van. He used the white van and maybe put the girls in it. Right? In the beginning of it. Because he had an hour or 2 hours, folks. 3 hours. Girls were dropped off. And I think the drop-off time is wrong. And I think Richard Allen might have his time wrong. I think the girls were out there before what they're saying. Because Richard Allen is saying he went home at 11 o'clock, grabbed his stuff, his jacket and whatever, and took right off to the bridge. The bridge is 5 minutes away from him. So he was there before noon, before 1. Can't these people solve cases? They're making $100,000 a year. You got to get some poor boys in here that figured out that the time was way off in the beginning. They were lying from the beginning. He lives 5 minutes away from the bridge. 10 if that. He was there before 1 o'clock. He was there before noon. He was probably there at 11:20, if that. I'm not going to get upset over it. At least they got him. He confessed. Now, if he ain't the killer, then we got somebody that's innocent behind bars, and the real killers are still out there running around. We want the mastermind. And we know that the police and the authorities and FBI and Homeland know that there was others involved. They might not have been there, but they are associated with these sickos. Now, a lot of you people don't understand this, and I don't blame you. I don't either. I'm dumb. But there's a reason why they think there was other people involved in the case. And eventually that will come out. Eventually that will come out. It could have been all of them, folks. Ron Logan, Richard Allen, Chadwell, Klein, Holder, it could have been every single one of them. And I feel for the investigators and police because they know it was them, but they just don't have the evidence. And there's nothing they can do. And sometimes I think that's where they want the vigilantes to come in. But by law, they have a hunch that these people were all involved. Many were involved, but they just don't have all the evidence that it was this giant, sick gang club, pedo ring, whatever you want to call it. And that's heartbreaking when they know these guys are bad guys, even if without the Delphi case. They're crazy, right? Have passed and whatever. Very interesting. So the hunt goes on. It ain't over yet. It's still an open case. I just seen a video last night. They were saying, no, this is still an open case, baby. Right? It's still open. I think Delphi will be open for a while because it don't take a rocket scientist to believe that there was more than one. There were people involved. There was YouTubers that got themselves in a ringer. They placed themselves there. Now, I'm going to let you folks know the truth. This whole Odin thing, this whole ritual thing, sacrificing, it is real. And they might have contributed to the murders. They weren't there. They didn't do it. But with all this ritual stuff, they could come back and say, well, the Odins were the cause of it. We want to sue the Masonic Lodge or whatever these Odins are, or whatever it is. They were the cause of it because now people are running through our country believing that witchery, sorcery, and the great Odin gods are gonna come down and they'll have eternal life or whatever it is. It's madness. And I'm sorry you folks cannot phantom what I'm saying. I can't phantom it. And that's why I turn to God. Because it's only through God that will solve any case. Because God knows everything. Too many confessions. Too many eyewitnesses. Too many sketches. Too many people in the area as the crime was going on. Too many stories changed. I'm sorry, folks. I do believe it's everything that the government was saying in the beginning, before Delphi, a problem in our country. And what are you going to do? I don't know. I don't know. The whole world's watching Delphi. The whole world's watching Indiana. It just keeps getting worse. Water's bad. Food's going bad. Healthcare is shot. You got parasites running all over Indiana. And people don't even know it. They're full of parasites. They don't even know it. 20 years from now, they will. 10 years from now, uh, they'll realize they got a period. It might even not be, it might be 50 years from now. Did they do a number in America? Did they do a number in Indiana for the lies and the bullcrap and all the madness that this Delphi crap started? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. God does. I don't. I don't want all the answers. I really don't. We know this. A bunch of bad people were involved. That's as much as I can say. Right? Are they bad every single day? No. But it's the bad that they do when they are bad that makes up for all the good days that they had where they didn't slaughter and rape children or kill people. So I don't know. It's a 50-50 thing. It's a catch-22 situation. You're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't. And like other people were saying now, coming around saying, it's not like this was a, the guy made a mistake in his life and he never had nothing wrong with him. Like Mr. Mata was saying, Bob Mata, I can agree. We can work with somebody. He made a mistake in his life, or made a mistake twice, but these people, they keep going. They make a living out of it. They get more power. It's the power of having control, to being able to do something sexual to somebody, whether alive or dead. And we are looking at maybe Mr. Richard Allen might have had his way with the girls, but after they were dead, at least one of them. It's possible. So I agree, right? I agree. Uh, people have good days, but that one day they flip out, they rape and pillage and kill everything, or numerous peoples, or whatever, that makes up for all the good that they did. That bad just wiped it all away. Now, I hope I make sense to some people out there. I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've been watching crime for a long time. I don't only watch crime uh, YouTube channels. I watch deep documentaries about crimes, killers, madmen, all kinds of crap. Forensic. How long does it take for the body to start decomposing? Uh, what kind of marks will ligatures or chains or anything make? People are questioning. Abby had a thin line running across her chin and her mouth, and they can't figure it out. There was no resin left. There was no signs of duct tape or anything like that. And I was like, a necklace. A necklace. If she had a necklace on and they cut her her neck was cut, and she probably put her chin down to her chest. And if she had a necklace on and she was bent over at all, that necklace will catch your chin and it'll lock your head in place. And that necklace will just stay there across your chin. And that's what we need to find out. Was there any jewelry? Did any of the girls have any necklaces or anything? It could be also the string from the hoodie. If she had a hoodie on and it was like tied like a bow or tied across the chin, I don't know if anyone's out there can understand me. You know how you have a hoodie but it's got ties on it, and you could tie it up for windy days or cold days to go around your chin or whatever. If she had one of them, it could have been the shoelace that was around the hoodie that you used to tie the hoodie up. So numerous things. I'm done. I've lost my mind, my health, and everything. All I can do is sit back on this couch and try and give my opinion. If I get anything right, it's only because of God. And that's all I can do. That's it. That's all I can do. That's all any of us can do, really. Because if you go out and do anything, you'll get in trouble for that. So there ain't nothing you could do. All we could do is voice our opinions, and maybe someone sees our videos and says, "Hey, wait a minute, this guy said that," and then we put the dots together, and it's, "Oh, that guy was right," and boom, boom. If we can help, uh, all glory goes to God. We're doing our best. Now, you folks have a great day. God bless, and there'll be more coming out on the Delphi case. It's been a long 7 years. And listen, I agree with some of you. We've been attacked on this channel. They've stalked me and gone to other channels and followed me. I agree 100% with these other YouTubers that some of these Delphi YouTubers got way out of control. I'm wondering if some of them killed other people that were hot onto the case. No one trusts the police at all because these people said that they were related to police. And how come this guy hasn't been picked up? Why ain't that guy getting picked up down there? He's been threatening. He's not making movies. It was all I don't know why Anthony Greeno didn't get picked up for many things. I don't know why Anthony Greeno was on the courthouse front porch reporting on it. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he does have family that are police and work in the labs. I don't know. But no matter what, he's still a suspect because they questioned him and he put himself there. No one else. All people did was report on what these people did. Chadwell, he wants to blame people, but Chadwell did it to himself. He's the one that was running his mouth about his club or gang that they belong to. And he was arrested and is in prison today for kidnapping a 9-year-old girl. Now, was she one of the girls on the bridge? We don't know. We really don't know. But if you connect the dots together, it makes sense. All right. You ladies and gentlemen, folks, check out Bob Mata's channel. Check out my Mata's not here right now. I'd have her. She watches this one channel. She likes this one lady a lot. I forget her name, but check out all these crime channels. Some of them are really good. Check out I can name hundreds of them. There's all kinds of them. You ladies and gentlemen have a great night. I'm gonna relax. God bless everyone. Talk to you later. Oh, and we have caught a couple of these users or YouTubers using our content and our theories and everything, but no biggie. Don't worry about it. You folks have a good night. Be safe.